Hey there, friends. Are you wondering why your digital product is not flying off the shelves? Well, that's what I'm here for today. I want to take you through exactly what you need to do to make sure that your digital product is selling. You want something that is going to help you make money in your sleep, while you're brushing your teeth, while you're taking the kids to school, while you are working your 9 to 5. That's what I'm here for today. So if you're wondering why your digital product isn't selling the way you hoped for, in this episode, I am revealing the exact 6-part structure for your product that is going to take the product that you have or the product that you need to create from crickets to cash, my friend, and finally start stacking money and stacking sales like a 6-figure creator. As someone who has taught hundreds of women how to create profitable digital products, I know what makes a product sell. And today I'm breaking down the exact structure for you. I want you to be able to create your product the right way. So what you're doing is not just a waste of time. You don't have time, friend. You do not have time to be wasting because number one, you have to solve the financial issue, the financial trauma you're going through. And the best way to do that is to sell a digital product. So by the time we finish today, you are going to have a product that you know how to create that's going to fly off the shelf, ready to go. Welcome to the Little Oil Podcast. I'm super excited you are here. Whoops. Sorry, I had to turn that off. I'm super excited you are here. Welcome back. I'm Angela. I'm a former teacher. I am a woman of faith. I love my God. And I am now a full-time creator who's helping women just like you grow a simple online business. I want you to know that to start off or to do something additional to your life and that you're already doing, you're going to need something simple. And so what I have learned to do is help you create something simple that brings in real income using your skills, your experience, your story that you already have. So stick around, because if you've been thinking, why isn't my digital product selling? There's a reason for that. And I really want to get you to the point to where you're making money online with a sellable digital product. You might be thinking, how do I actually know what to include in a digital product that people will actually pay for? Well, this episode is your breakthrough. I want to go deeper today, and I'm going to sell you and share with you and hopefully convince you that there's something specific that you need to have inside your digital products if you want to have them sell. This is the transformation on how to go from no sales to 6-figure product energy. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So I'm going to start with the problem. Let's start with the problem that is going on with your digital product. There are a lot of products out there that people are making with Canva, they're doing the due diligence. They're using the Canva template. They're trying to do what everybody says on YouTube to do, and then they launch it, and then it's not selling. I know how frustrating that can be, because that happened to me before I figured this out. The last thing you want to do is spend any amount of time creating something, even if it's something that Canva says is perfect, even if it's something that the YouTuber says is perfect. The last thing you want to do is create something and then launch to sell it, and then you're not making any money. Sis, you don't have time for that. So there are a lot of products out there that are not doing what it needs to do. They're not selling. And perhaps you have a product out there that is not selling. Well, the 6 steps that I'm going to share with you today are literally what's going to make the difference between a zero sales product or a six-figure product. And I actually have a template that I'm going to share with you in just a bit that you can use that's already created for you, where all you have to do is plug in the exact six-step framework I'm going to give you today, plug it in the template that I'm going to share with you today, and then you should start seeing traction. And I know you're thinking, well, Angela, I already have a product that's not selling. Okay, just use this video today to see if the product has the six-step framework that I'm going to share with you. You might say, Angela, I'm going to do what you said. I'm going to put the framework out there. I'm going to use the template that you're giving me, but then I don't know what to do after that. I'm not going to give you all of these rich, valuable steps and then leave you hanging. The first step is to know what should be included in a sellable digital product. And then the second step is using the template that I'm going to give you to actually create it. And then from there, I'll take you through everything you need to do to make sure you're on the right track. So let's go ahead and get into all 6 things you need to have in your digital product to make sure that it sells. Friends, you got to have these 6 things. And what you could do is you could literally open up your digital product, see if you have these 6 things, and then make adjustments where you need to make them. If you don't have a product at all, I'm going to share with you a template you can use to plug in the 6-part framework I'm going to give you today. So either way, you're going to be good. Stick around because it's time for you to start making some money. You don't lack ideas. You have ideas galore. You just need the right way to sell the exact product that you should be selling, that people are already looking for. So I'm going to get into the 6 parts you need, and then I'm going to take my time and go through it one step at a time. And then I'm going to give you some examples of what the 6-step product or 6-step framework looks like. I'm going to give you some examples so that you can match what I'm saying to what you have so you can start making some money. I want you to have this in your hand so that you can start making some money, whatever it is you're doing, whether you are a full-time creator or you're still working a 9-to-5 or whatever it is you're doing that's keeping you busy. This is something you can use to start making money while you are doing your lifing. All right, I want to get into, let's start with key step number 1. And that is you have to have a digital product that defines a clear promise. That is super important. As a matter of fact, your promise should literally be the title of your digital product. You gotta have a digital product that clearly identifies for your audience what it is they are going to be able to accomplish. Don't name your digital product what the product is. Name your digital product the transformation that your audience is going to get. Super important. Out the gate. So if you already have a digital product, check yours to see if the title of your digital product is the transformation or the outcome that your audience wants to achieve. So the first page, the very title page, should be what is going to grab your audience's attention so that when they see it, they say, that's exactly what I need. Where's my wallet? Let me just grab my wallet. So let me give you an example of what it should look like. Your digital product title should be a bold, clear statement that says exactly what the transformation is going to be for your audience. They're not buying a product. They're buying a result to either solve a problem, achieve a goal, or get to their happy place. And the exact title should be the exact promise that you can tell your person that buys it what they're going to get. Let me give you an example. I used to be a teacher, so I know what works and what does not work because I had to sell my product to my classroom all the time. In other words, I had to literally sell in front of my classroom what my audience, my students, what they were going to do for them to buy in. Because saying be quiet and sit down might not always be the answer. You got to get your audience to buy into the product by telling them exactly what they're going to get out of it. When I was a teacher, I taught for 18 years. I always led what you're going to get out of this. And it was always something easy and something fun that they can digest. Because if I said something overcomplicated and they didn't get what I was telling them they were going to be able to do by the end of it, they weren't going to buy in. And they were going to start sharpening their pencils. They were going to start talking to their friends. How does that translate into being a creator? If you don't properly translate what's actually going to happen in that digital product, then they're going to scroll up. They're going to start watching TV. They're going to start washing the dishes. You see where I'm going with this? So let me give you an example of what that looks like. Let's say, for instance, you are a teacher. An exact promise looks something like this: the 3-minute classroom reset routine for teachers. Now, that actual title of that digital product says exactly what the transformation is. It says exactly what the teacher or whoever's buying it is going to get from that digital product. So this is not the time to be vague. This is not the time to make your audience guess what's going to happen. Your title should be exactly what they are going to accomplish. So if there's a teacher out there that is struggling with routines and keeping their students engaged and don't have any classroom management, and every time she starts talking, they want to start sharpening pencils or talking to their neighbor, I got to go to the bathroom. I taught for a very long time. I've seen all the games. Then a product that is literally named the 3-minute classroom reset routine, that literally shares with the audience exactly what's going to happen if they buy the product, especially if they have a tagline. The tagline could say something like, get your class quiet and focus under 3 minutes with this 3-step reset routine. That should be in every messaging, whether it's a post on YouTube, whether it's a DM, a DM prompt to say respond or comment, reset to get this guide. Everything that you do in your messaging should say what the transformation is. Okay, I'm going to move on from that because I don't want to go into a rant. The reason why I'm spending so much time on this, y'all, is because if it doesn't matter how many perfect steps that your digital product has, even if it works. And I know you know it works because you experienced this in your own life. You've seen the transformation you're teaching in your own life. But no matter how much the steps work, nobody's going to buy it if they don't know what it is. And they're not going to buy it if they don't know if they don't know that they are going to actually accomplish the thing that they're purchasing. Does that make sense? I'm passionate about this because I spent 8 years trying to figure this out. And all the things that I taught as a new creator actually worked because they worked for me. But because I wasn't relaying that message, that promise in my title effectively, it didn't matter if the steps worked. Nobody knew it was for them. So a clear promise is what you need first. And whatever that promise is needs to be the title of the product. All right. The second thing you need, other than a clear promise, for your digital product, you need to have a simple framework. Do not ever in your life create a billion-page thesis on the solution that you say that your audience can have. People need quick, people need fast, people need easy. Just like a microwave, I can cook some macaroni and cheese, some frozen macaroni and cheese from Mrs. Stolfer's in the oven, and it can take 45 minutes. I can put it in the microwave, and it can take 3 minutes. You need a microwave digital product. That's what people are going to buy. And I know you have all kind of things that you know you can share and help them with. Save it for the pipeline. Save it for the coaching, save it for the master class, save it for the speaking engagement. You don't have to give up all that rich, valuable knowledge you have. But if you want to sell a digital product fast, you have to give a simple framework. So this is what that looks like. I'm going to be using an example today of a digital product that a teacher would create called the what are we calling it? The 3-minute classroom reset routine. This is the product that any teacher can create to help teachers get their classroom back in order, whether it's be coming back from recess or transitioning to a different subject. The promise is very important, but you also need to have a simple framework. In other words, 3 to 5 steps. Not less than 3 unless it's one punch that's going to work. As long as it's going to give them the actual outcome and solve their problem. If it's just one step, that's fine, but not more than 5. 3 to 5 to me is that's a sweet spot. That's the sweet spot. And so I'm going to give you an example of exactly what that framework looks like. I'm going to show you exactly what you should have in your digital product if it's not selling. Okay? So in your framework, let's say, for instance, the example is why your students aren't responding to cues and what to do instead. So the person already bought it because the clear promise is how to the reset routine to get your classroom back in order. Especially first-year teachers, they're all going to buy it because they don't know what to do. They don't know what they're doing. All right. And so the framework needs to show the 1, 2, 3 punch steps that's going to actually help the teacher get their class back in order. Okay. So in your framework, the routine could be step 1, anchor the room. Step 2, reframe the expectations. Step 3, guide the focus activity. Okay. So you're saying that if you're telling the teachers in this framework that if you're having trouble getting your students back on track, if you're having trouble getting your students recentered and refocused, these are the 1, 2, 3 things that you need to do. Okay. So my plug and play template that I'm going to share with you does this exactly. As a matter of fact, let me show you what it looks like so you can see what to do. Okay, you got to give a simple framework, and the framework has to be something easy to implement, fast to implement with a quick result. It has to be fast, has to be easy, and it has to have a quick result. If you can do that in your digital product, you're going to make money. Check and see if your digital product does that. Let me show you what it looks like or what it could look like. I'm going to share with you my template. Let me get it. Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. Let me just put it on the screen for you, just to be sure you can get it. All right. Let's do this. Let me get it over here. All right, this is the template that you can literally use to plug and play your own area of expertise. And so I'm going to all right. So your framework, if it's 3 or 2 or 5 parts to what you want your audience to do in order to achieve the goal, you can use any one of these stylized content pages. I have several different for you to choose from. But notice how they are not at all very detailed. In other words, take it from me who used to be a teacher. You can teach someone something in a very minimal amount of time and they still accomplish it. It doesn't have to be a 95,000 page book if what you are saying gets them straight to the result. And I mastered this as a teacher. I taught 18 years. I mastered this as a teacher. I had to, because when I first started teaching, I taught at very low income schools. And so the behavior and the attention span and then the buy-in to want to learn, it just wasn't there. So I had to meet my students at the point of where their need is. And so I had to learn real quick. I got to get this in, make it quick, make it doable, make it bite-sized so that they can get it, see an immediate result so I can move on. Because I didn't have 2 hours to get them to understand what I was saying. That's what you need to do whenever you are creating your digital product. Stay with me here, because this is going to help them see how valuable the content is and stick with you as their source of inspiration, as their source, as a go-to person to buy whatever you have. You get this quick digital product right, they're going to buy your next product, your coaching, and your next product, your masterclass, and your next product, your retreat. But you got to show them something that can be done fast, easy, with an immediate result. So on the screen in this plug and play template, I'm giving you several different ways to present your framework. Framework is just a big word to say the steps. The process. What is it that you're telling them that to do to solve their problem? So this is a stylized content page. This is a stylized content page. If it's a 3-step system that you are creating for your digital product, step 1, step 2, step 3, and content. You're just showing them what to do. And it has to be easy, it has to be fast, and it has to be an immediate result. Okay, so make sure that your digital product has a simple framework. Other options, here's one. If it's a 4-step system, all you have to do is plug in your your content into this digital product template. I'm making it so easy for y'all. You don't have time to be for complicated. You don't have time for complicated. You don't have time for complicated. Because you're still working your 9 to 5, you're still bringing the kids to school, you're still doing the laundry, you got to have prayer time, you got to have the things that you need to do in place. And so while you're living your life and lifing, when you put this out there, y'all, and if you do it like I'm telling you to do it, it is going to sell. If you are teaching someone the 4 steps to get off the couch and actually exercise when every bone in your body says, I don't feel like doing it, put those 4 steps on here so that the people can do the steps. And when they actually come home from work and they sit on the couch and they think about your digital product and they say, let me open that up from that girl that gave me these steps. And it actually works. You're a hero. You are a hero. Here's another one. If you have several different lists for them to go through, all these are just content pages that you need to make sure that you have in your digital product that shares the framework. Okay, so that's enough for that right now. I'll come back to this template in just a bit. I'm going to take it off the screen for now, and I'm going to give you the next step. You need to build quick wins into the content. I can't even tell you how important that is. So you have your framework, step 1, step 2, step 3, part 1, part 2, part 3. You have all that in there, and that's good. But you need to show inside your digital product and help your followers, your customers see inside your digital product. You got to help them see where the wins are. Y'all, I can't even begin to tell you how important that is. And if you don't have this in your digital product, that's why it's not selling. That's why it's not selling. Even though a clear promise, which is the title, is important, and the simple, easy, and fast framework work on what they should be doing is important, showing them where their wins are, super important, because it's not going to be obvious to them. They are in it. You can see what they're going to be winning and what they're going to be accomplishing because you created it. But they are in it. They are inside the bubble. And they're not going to be able to see it. So you have to help them point that out. When I was a teacher and I led with the promise that I said, y'all, this is going to be quick, it's going to be easy, and it's going to be fun. And I'm holding a basketball in my hand. So they're already thinking, oh yeah, I already caught their attention. They're good. Okay. They're buying in. Nobody needs to sharpen a pencil right now. Nobody needs to go to the bathroom right now. They want to know what that basketball is in my hand. Right? So I'm giving them the promise. It worked. Check. You need to do that for your audience. I'm giving them the simple framework. I'm saying to learn how to multiply decimals, you're going to do 1, 2, and 3. I don't want 5. I don't want 10. I need them to understand how to do the first 3 steps. That's what you're going to do for your audience. 1, 2, and 3. When I start teaching step 1, 2, and 3, remember, it's going to be real easy, real quick, and real fast. I am going to give them something in order to actually do the thing. And I'm walking around putting stamps on pages, giving high fives, putting checks on pages. I am building in quick wins into the content. Why? Because we as humans need motivation to keep going. And I don't care if every single answer on that page was wrong. I'm going to find something to celebrate to give them the motivation and inspiration and then the tactical information they need to keep going. So you gotta create a visual reminder, a way for your audience to track what they are doing as wins inside that digital product. If you leave that out, you're going to lose them. I'm telling y'all what you need to create a product that sells. I'm giving y'all all the tea right now. Because if you did all this work and spent all this time to build a digital product and nobody's selling it, I don't want that for you. And here's why. Because I know there's a way to make it work. And if you keep waking up every morning and see 0 sales in your dashboard, you're going to be quick to give up. And you're giving up way too soon. You just don't have the right framework. And that's what I'm here to give you. All right. So you need your clear promise, which is going to be the title of your product, the digital product. You need a simple framework, 3 to 5 steps that are quick, easy, with immediate results. It has to be all 3 of these things. And then you want to build in some quick wins, some easy, visual, fun ways for them to track their progress. If your digital product doesn't have that, you need to add it in. And if you don't know how to do that, you can just use my template, because my template already has these things in it. All you have to do is plug in your valuable knowledge. All right, 3 more to go. Stay with me, because the next 3 are vital. Don't go anywhere, because you're going to want to put this in your digital product in order to make sure you are selling it. And even if you have 1, 2, or 3 sales, these adjustments that I'm giving you today will take you straight to 6 figures. All right. Next one. Add a visual or feeling experience I call a workspace. You got to have somewhere for them to do the work. If you don't have anywhere for your audience to do the work baked in to the digital product, what they're going to do is they're going to read over it. They're going to skim over it. And then they're going to put it on the shelf and say, oh, that was nice. It only cost me $27. It's all good. Don't do that. Don't cripple your audience that way. I'm going to show you what it looks like. And I'm telling you, this is a game changer. This is a game changer. Okay, so, all right, let's go to what the section I call, these are all pages of the template, by the way. This is, right, let me just stop here. This is more stylized content pages that is styled ready for your content. You don't need to go in Canva and create a product from a template. It's not going to have in there what you need to sell, because it's a design resource. It gives you design, but it doesn't give you the framework to create a product that sells. It just gives you the design. Okay. I have created for you exactly what is going to make your product sell. So here's what I wanted to get to. Whoops. All right, here it is right here. So in your digital product, you're going to need to create a workspace for your audience to do the work. It's very important that you have that in here, because they need a space to implement the 3 steps or the simple framework that you are providing for them. I know that this is going to be a lot to consume for now, but you can always go back and rewatch this video to see exactly what I'm saying. I'm telling you, you want to do it this way, because that's what's going to help you make money. So what I've created for you in this template is a workspace section. And this is a space where they can do the work. They can brainstorm on this page. This is a sticky note page. This is a full-fledged workspace page where they can design out or write out what they're doing with your prompts and what they should be doing, so that they can see what they are doing. Super, very important. Another workspace page. Let's say, for instance, you have a 5, 6, or a 6-day process. They can literally track their process or what they're doing on each day on this graphic, already baked into this template I'm telling you about. All right, checklist. So important. You want to have a visual or fill-in experience workspace for them to do the actual work. Okay, so let me take that off the screen for now, and we have 2 more to go, so stay with me. You have Number 5, show progress or results. Your digital product must be a space where they can show progress or results. So let's see. Whoops, bear with me. All right. My template included, I'm going to show you in just a bit what that looks like. It has places where they can have milestones and transformation of what they're doing. You want to make them see all the things that they are doing is actually working. All right, so you need to show progress or visual results. Let me share my screen. I want to show you something that's going to be a game changer for you and for your digital product. If your digital product doesn't have this, you're going to want to get it. So let me show you. All right, I want to take you to this page. Wait, no. I'm going to go back to the front. I'm going to take you to a page that you definitely need to have. Whoops. All right. Here it is. So in your template that I'm going to share with you how to get in a bit, I have in here, this is page 9, if you're taking notes, a growth journey map. What you need to do is have a start to finish way that your audience can see what the whole process is so that they can know exactly what's going on and what they should be doing. So I'm using the same things that I'm teaching you in my digital product. That is why on my growth journey map page, I have on here exactly what you should be doing. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, and what you should be doing to get to the end. That way, as you are going through my process to sell a 6-figure digital product, you can just put the checkbox right next to each step to see where your journey is, to show your progress and your results. Because you'll have this template, you'll add your 5-step, 3-step process on the journey map and what it includes so your audience can go through and check off what should be doing and what their progress is. So super important. This page right here is a game changer. It will set your digital product apart from everybody else's. I can't even begin to tell you how important that is. All right, give me a thumbs up in the live if you understand, like, or if it resonates with you, what I'm saying so far. Even if you're on the replay, that'll give me a clue, that'll give me a signal that I'm actually helping you here. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to waste your time or my time. I want to make sure I am helping you. All right. Step number 5, which is so super important and just a bit, I would say it's a little bit controversial. I agree with it. Most creators out there don't, but I'm going to show you it anyway so you can decide what's best for you. Everything that everybody says on YouTube is not for everybody. I don't know why creators go online and they present this content like it's for everybody. And I know that it's up to the listener or the audience to decide what's for them or not. But as a former teacher, I understand so clearly that it's very important to lay out for your audience what is for them if. This is for you if you. This will work for you if you. What if nothing else, it will hone in and kind of funnel down who actually needs what you're saying that day. But it really does help your audience if you do that. What I'm getting ready to say is good and helpful if you want to do it, not if you don't want to do it. It can work if you want to, but it may not work if you don't want to do it this route, or it could work if you want to do this route in the pipeline. Let me get to it so that you can understand what I'm saying. Step 6 is optional if you want to sell again. If all you want to do right now for the rest of the year is just sell a digital product, then just sell that digital product. You do not have to present another offer. That's why I'm very clear in saying this. Step 6 is only applicable if you have something else in the pipeline to sell, or if you want to sell something else in the pipeline and you want to get that out there to your audience while you got their attention. You have to decide which one. Let me show you what that actually looks like. I'm going to go all the way to the last page, and then we're going to wrap up. Don't leave just yet because it's very important that you get this. All right. The last page in your template is your next level page, get early access. It literally is a page that will allow you to present whatever you're offering next. Here's what's controversial. Some creator experts say only focus on one product and sell the heck out of that product until you are an expert at selling it, until you get to 6 or 7 figures. That is a route. Some experts say, why waste the audience that you have and not present to them what's next in your offer? The reason why I agree with that, the second option, is because a $27 product or a low ticket offer is not going to be the only thing you're ever going to want to sell for 2 reasons. Number 1, you're going to want to have a higher ticket offer. And number 2, you can't teach them everything in one quick and easy digital product. And there's so much more you want to share with them that they can use to grow much farther and faster. This is just an introductory for a quick win. And so for me, what I teach is have something else in the pipeline, even if it's not ready, still have this page. Because what's going to happen is you are going to be able to add what's coming up next in the pipeline on this page. And when they click on the link to get to it, just have a wait list ready. They're going to get on the wait list because they had so much success with this one. That's why when you create your framework, step 2, it has to be quick, easy, and immediate results. If you can do those 3 things, whatever you have on this next level page, they are going to buy it because of the results you got them. Does that make sense? All right. So these are the 6 things that you need to have in your digital product if you want it to sell. And what I'm sharing with you today is if you don't have it, if you don't have this in the digital product you have, you can just get my template that's already set up like this, that's already set up to accomplish this. Get this out of my way. And then just bake this into the template that you see on the screen. If you don't have these 6 things, these 6-step digital framework in your product, that is exactly why it is not selling. I know what I'm talking about, and I have already struggled and spent 8 years trying to figure this out. Now that I have figured it out, it's selling. Now that I have figured it out, I'm making money. I'm a full-time creator now, and I can make money as a full-time creator doing what I love because I figured out exactly what needs to happen. Most people think that creator is trial and error, and in a lot of cases it is, but you have to find what works and then rinse and repeat that. I'm telling you what works. So whatever digital product you create, as long as you have these 6 things in it, you are going to make the money on it. So take out your digital product. See if you have these things in your digital product and fix what you don't have. Or do it the easy way, get my template and just fill in the template because the template already has all these things baked in. For instance, let me give you an example. If I go back to, I'm going to go all the way back to this page. This page right here is a game changer. If you have a growth journey map in your template that gives your audience a visual about what their progress is and what their results should be, I'm telling you, they are going to love you for it. And there's no sense in trying to recreate this in Canva. It's already created in the template. So now you see it, right? Now you see what's possible and what is missing in your digital products if you're not making money. What you need to have in your digital product if you want to start creating digital products so that you can start making money out the gate. You see it, right? You don't need to guess. You don't need to start from scratch. And you definitely don't need to wait until you figure Canva out or any other graphic design software out. This is a template. You plug and you play. It's already set up, ready for you to sell. You own the knowledge of what you know that your audience can accomplish. You just fill in the knowledge on these pages. That's what the instant digital product template does. It doesn't just help you create a product. It helps you create a product that's going to make money. Because I'm not just giving you a design. I'm giving you a design based on what is going to help you make money on your digital product. So I want to hear from you. Which one of these 6 steps is your missing piece right now? If you haven't started and you want to type in all 6, I'm good with that. That way I know I did my job. Which one of these 6 steps is your missing piece? Drop the number in the comments. If you don't have a step 5 or a way to show the progress or results, put step 5 in there. I want to engage in a conversation with you and help you along. So listen, sis, you don't need more fluff. If you tried to create products with a bunch of stuff in it because you thought the fluff was going to sell, I'll say this to you. An audience who wants to solve a problem would rather a 2-page document and pay $195,000 for it if they believed it was going to get them to their product. To their result, rather than pay $1 for a product that's not going to help them at all. I'm going to say that again because I kind of fumbled it, but I'm going to say it again because it's that important. A person in your audience would rather pay $195,000 for a 2-page product that has the exact steps for them to solve their problem. They'll do that before they pay $1 for 900,000 pages that's not going to get them to the result. You need something that's going to help them get to the result. That's going to help you to be an expert in your space. It's going to help you to make money. Grab the instant digital product template. The link is in the description. It is exactly what you need to plug and play. You already have ideas. Don't come up with any more ideas. Close your agenda or your notepad with all these ideas. Make sure you pick one out of that list that you know your audience is looking for right now and plug in your process in this template and start making some money. No more waiting, no more wondering. What you have is good enough. I promise you, the idea you have is good enough. You just have to create something that's going to work for you. The link is in the description. I'm so glad that I was able to share this with you today. I want you to grab the template. Then I want you to plug in your knowledge. And then I want you to stay connected with me so that when you launch it, it's going to actually sell. Gone is the day where you just buy something, it's handcuffed and held hostage in your computer, and you're still not making money. You're still not moving forward. That's not the kind of creator I am. I'm going to give you the tools you need, but then I'm going to walk with you every step of the way until you have the result you want. I'm never going to stop creating ways for you to succeed in life and in business. And I'm going to stick with you and stand by you and stay with you until you get your 6 figures on your digital product. We do all of that inside my Cura Circle community. It's a community that I built to help women of faith start, build, and profit online. We will get to that. Right now, get the template, fill it in, and then stay connected with me so that we can move to the next step. Thank you so much for being here on the Little Oil Podcast. I'm Angela, and there's only one thing left to say. Little is much when God is in it. What will you do with your little oil? Get the template. The link is in the description. Bye for now.